Hey, welcome to another episode of SR Synth Weekly. Got a lot of great music today. We're going to have some great music from Ace Buchannon, Paul Walker Experience, Dynamite Stranger, Cypher, GHOSTECH, Ohsaurus, and New Neon. So stay tuned and get ready to hear some more great music from SR Synth Weekly. Hey, what's up everybody? It's another episode of SR Synth Weekly. I am, of course, your beautiful Redneck. And here we are back at the SR Quarantine Grounds. And got another great week of music for you. So we're going to jump right in and just get started. Starting today, we have the great Ace Buchannon. If you don't know him, what's wrong with you? No. Ace Buchannon is that epitome of the synthwave scene, of that 80s sax, heavy sax romantic feel. That's what I like to say, that when you get a saxophone in there, you get that whole romantic, 80s feel. It just gives me that whole deal. The song he sent me today is called Forbidden Dream. And it's just that, that whole romantic kind of feel, and it just gives me that. So I kind of just went with kind of like with, the main lover shows up after getting ready for the night out. The two see each other, and they give each other this whole wild look. You've seen that before. And, they're always working side by side, and they always see this, but then they get all gussied up, and, they get this wow, they dress up well. And they get ready for this night on the town. And when they see them, we have a night of romance, dinner, and a whole full night on the town, which ends up back at the lover's place. And then we see them having this whole romantic interlude and the conversation afterward in the bed. They got the whole bedroom scene, the whole romantic scene. So that's kind of that's what the first feel of this for today is. It just gives me that whole vision of, that whole romantic first date kind of feel. And it just gives me that feeling. So let me know what you think in the comments as always. And it's a great way to start today. As always, follow them on their platforms. Really good stuff. And enjoy it. Here it is. It's Ace Buchannon. And the song is called Forbidden Dream. Next today we have the Paul Walker Experience, and if you don't know who they are, they're a great electronic group out of Missouri, and the song they sent me today is called Cosmic Wheel, and they describe this as an astronaut on one of Saturn's moon encounters aliens that have evolved past the need of physical bodies, or has he just experienced hallucination as he runs out of oxygen? I kind of went with that, and I like the whole term for it, but I kind of went with more of a crash landing. Like the main is crash landed and ended up on a distant planet they'd never been to before. The main then walks around the landscape as they start to lose oxygen and air from their tanks, and as we see them pass out, they get that whole little pass out scene. They're lifted up by this large group of light and taken away to this hidden area. It kind of fades out to that, and then when it fades in, we see the main's awakening without the suit, in a structure full of light and strange aliens that are just pretty much just an energy ball and energy of light. And they help the main get better and fix the wounds and get them acclimated to the area, and then they show them around of the city they're in and show the beauty of the aliens, different forms and their entire culture. That's kind of what I felt with this whole song, and it just gives me that whole feel for it. I kind of like that, alien landscape, meeting the aliens, and they're showing this the astronaut around, and just gives me that vibe. So let me know what you think. What kind of vibe do you get from this song? Tell me in the comments, and let me know what you think. Again, starting another good song to go with. It's the Paul Walker Experience, and the song is called Cosmic Wheel.
Hey, I'm running out of oxygen. My God, it's so alien. running out of oxygen. My God, it's so alien.
I get a lot of weird questions on why I always say they or them, or when I mention about a band or a group when it's just maybe one person or two people. It's a bad habit I have. I always say they, and it's just something I always end up saying. So I know some bands are like one or two people, and it's just but I always say they. It's just my habit. So I'm trying to break it, but don't crucify me on it. No. Next up today we have Dynamite Stranger, and if you don't know them, they're a synthwave darkwave group out of Boise, Idaho, and the song they sent me today is called Splinters. And what they describe this is a imagine losing everything you've ever loved and then writing a song about it. I didn't get that. I came up with something a little bit more, more like a reconciliation, a reunion kind of feel, instead of just losing everything and then coming back. I came up with the main has been defeated. The main has defeated the enemy and has been stranded alone after being sent to this new planet. They knew that might happen. They were told by the elders if they defeat them, might be thrown off through a portal into a distant planet. And as the song's main starts, we see them off in the distance. The team starting to show up to rescue the main, and they land and have this moment of relief when they finally get the final narrative on what on what has happened and how the enemy is beaten, as well as how they found the main. Basically, been beaten, thrown off into this distant planet through a portal. The main has been stranded, thinks they're stranded forever, and but they know that they've saved the day. When all of a sudden here comes the rest of the team, who's basically been tracking them the whole time, and they've come to save them and explaining what's going on. And then as the end of the song is going on, we see them get in the ship and fly out knowing the future is brighter. So that's kind of what the feel I got from it. I understand the vision and the whole thing that they get, but my vision went 180 degrees from it. There's a lot of visions you can come with that song, so it kind of works. So as always, let me know what you think in the comments and give me your vision on it. So check it out. It's a good song today. It's a Dynamite Stranger, and the song is called Splinters.
We were so lost. And then it happened. I never saw her again.
Next up in our wonderful musical medley is Cypher, and they are a synthwave group out of Moscow, and I love that. I got a lot of Russians. It's just kind of cool. And the song they sent me today is called Exaltation, and they describe this basically similar to their music, but they're more like on the, they call themselves on the line of like Power Glove and Joy Division, and I kind of see that. I can feel the vision in that and can feel the similarities of what they were going for. To be, kind of mentioned with that group. So, but on my visions on, as I'm nuts, as most of y'all know, I kind of went with like a distraught feel. Like I kind of went with this team is distraught after, being captured and held into like a dungeon area. We've seen that. They've been beaten, they're in a dungeon. We see at the beginning all sitting and wondering what will happen to them. As then we cut to the main who is supposed to be dead, which is why the team is entered the area and beaten, put in the dungeon. And we see them going into the area and beating all the enemies of that holding area. We then see the main unlock the cell to the shock of the team as we see this kind of like a reunion. So basically what's going on is that the main's was supposed to be dead. The other team's been thrown in a dungeon, and we see the main show up and say, "Here I am." And you just get this whole reunion kind of feel. And as this is going on, the team is in shock, and we see this whole reunion as the main explains what they are now and they need to go. And when we then see the main and the team sneaking out of the dungeon area back to safety. Once to safety, we see the, kind of get this whole full explanation of how the main is still alive and what's been going on between their supposed death and the rescue. So that's kind of what I came up with it. It kind of gives me that just whole feel. So as always, follow their platforms. Let me know what you think in the comments. Really good song. As always, follow everybody on their platforms and check out this great song by Cypher. And the song is called Exaltation. Next up in our Carnival of Madness, we have GHOSTECH, and if you don't know them, they're pretty much everything: synthwave, outwave, outrun, retro electro, dark synth, darkwave, out of Dallas, Texas. And the song they sent me today is called Mecha Doomsday, and they kind of give a slight description of a salute to classic cult anime and video games of the 80s and early 90s. And I kind of went with, it kind of works on both, like an anime video game. I kind of went with that. It gives me that whole good feel. I just kind of went with, like, the main is, it's entered the video game world, kind of like Captain N. I don't know why I went there. But he entered this whole video game world to fight the evil for the forces of the light that pulled them in. We see them traveling to the final location while taking on the other minions while the other group is helping fight, and they continue to gain the knowledge on how to beat the evil that is controlling the world. As the fast part begins of the song, we see like this getting ready to fight and rush to the final temple, beating all these evil minions, and we get this whole rushing off to the evil temple where the evil lives and ready for the final fight. That's kind of what I get from it. It kind of gives you that whole, like a montage of them beating, we get them, they've already been pulled in, they know they got to fight, they're doing like this guerrilla warfare fighting deal, while rushing off to the temple and learning knowledge at the same time to face the final evil of the game, or of the anime, whatever. It could work on both ways. So it's a really good song, and I highly recommend checking out the rest of the music. It's always good. As always, check them out on their platforms and follow them and buy their music. So check it out. It's GHOSTECH, and the song is called Mecha Doomsday. As always, if you're new here and you're enjoying the show, welcome. I hope you do enjoy it, and I hope you please like and subscribe if you like this show. If you do, please subscribe to the channel, and helps me out, and help me out by sharing with your friends, because I don't have the ad marketing like I do. Just love to get more feedback from people and more views for the artists, so they can get more exposure. So if you like it, please subscribe, and please tell your friends and tell everybody. So that would help out a lot. Next up today we have, I hope I say this right, Ohsaurus. I hope I say that right. They are a electronic beats, experimental synthwave pretty much a little bit of everything, out of Long Beach, California. And the song they sent today is called Absolute. And it's a really good song. I kind of came up with a little off of that. I don't want to say succubus, but I came up with like an evil has created a lover out of, we've seen that a lot where they've created this person who was alone and they're trapped and they become this more powerful lover after being turned into a creature. So it's kind of like the main evil has created this whole new lover for them, and we see them as this grand, beautiful creature, and they let them loose in the world. As the song moves on, the lover is seen in like clubs, parties, just basically anywhere there's a great gathering of people, and they're swooning all the people to create new slaves for the main evil. We then see the creature moving along the areas, creating new minions, using her appeal and her new powers and beauty. Basically, they're a great, they're like this most perfect looking thing in the world, but they're evil. And they have this power to, use their looks and beauties to swoon everybody and turn them into slaves, using whatever power they have for the master evil. So that's kind of what I came up with. It's a cool vision. I had a couple of others, but I like that one the most. And it's a real good, it just gives me that whole feel of, it gives you that little darkness, a little romance, a little everything. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let them know what you think on their social media pages and follow them on their platforms. Tell them the Redneck sent you. Anyway, but it's a really good song, so check it out. It's I hope I say it right. It's Ohsaurus, and the song is called Absolute. Good way to end out today is with a group called New Neon. Really awesome group. I just actually started listening to them. They're a synthwave electro style band out of Austin, Texas. And the song they sent me today is called On the Edge Again. They kind of give a small description of a journey into the night. And I kind of went a 180 on that, but on the same token. If you don't know them, they're really been getting into them lately. Just found out. So really good stuff. Great box art on their latest album. So, but I kind of went with a vision on kind of like the main realizes they've been chosen. That kind of whole chosen deal. And they've realized they've been chosen to protect the world from this evil that's been taking over. I kind of went with Buffy on the feel, but something different too. I kind of went with like 4 different movies, but everybody can relate with like a Buffy feel. So I kind of just picture that, and then it's not. So, but anyway, the evil's been taken over, and they've been chosen to protect the world. And we see them in a full, see them in their full power that they've gotten, and they've changed their entire appearance. That we've always seen that. They go from this little shy person in like the beginning of the movie, they dressed up in all like the frou-frou stuff, and then all of a sudden they get these powers, and now they're changed, ready for battle. And like in the 80s, you got the jeans, the leather, and the spikes and everything, that whole deal. That's what I always picture anyway. And as this is going on, after the changing in the appearance, we see them get with the friends together as a team, and they're all getting ready to fight this evil. And once the main synth plays in the song, we see them standing tall and heading to face the evil as a team ready for the fight. They know this is the battle that all of them will have to work together to win. And that's kind of what I came up with. This is kind of whole getting ready for that final fight. Another way I could use this is if you've seen, I'm drawing a blank here, but it's Nightmare on Elm Street 4 or 5. Where Alice is, she's changed into like basically all of her characters that died, and she's ready to fight with her other friends that are left, and they go back and they go ready for the final fight, and they know it's going to take all of them to win. Kind of the same feel. So it's a good way to end today because it's a really good song. And let me know what you think. Let them know what you think on their New Neon sites and platforms. Share your vision on what you think this song could be. So. It's a great way to start in today, so check it out. It's New Neon, and the song is called On the Edge Again.
Like the colors on the street after a cold night rain. Colors lasting for a moment and then frozen again. lasting for a moment, and then frozen again. Starting to believe, it's like starting from the end, always on the edge again. Lasting for a moment, and then frozen again.
That's it for today. I hope everybody enjoyed everybody enjoyed all the music. As always, you know, if you're new, welcome. If you like the show, like and subscribe. Also, if you like these artists' music, I put all their descriptions on below of all their websites and their platforms. Make sure you follow them, because that's what this whole deal is for. Is not just follow me and listen to music, but also follow them and make sure you can get more of their music and buy their stuff. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'll see everybody next week. Hopefully, I'm supposed to be out of town. Maybe, I don't know yet. Anyway. If I do show up next week, well, see you next week. If not, make sure you follow me on my social platforms and, keep abridged on what's going on, especially on my Twitter, because I'm on that the most. So I hope everybody has a great week. Hopefully we can get out of this quarantine soon, and I'll see everybody next week. Later.